Hey guys, this is Cloudscape. It turns a Terraform project into a living cloud world that's much easier to understand. I built this as a combination of various different fields, right? I'm a little bit of an educator at heart and I like to make complicated things easy. And so I wanted to combine artificial intelligence with games and my background in cloud engineering and kind of package it up in a nice format so that it's more approachable for people, especially young people that are trying to get into it and they're not sure how to go about it, or folks that are making a transition into tech. So you open it up and you can select one of the predefined projects. These are actual infrastructure as code Terraform modules that I've kind of baked into the system, and you can even open up your own. So let me just click on one of these. And it's going to render a whole civilization for you. Like my theme is like a Claude nautical civilization. There's a little guy called Nim. He's your little guide. He can kind of show you around, and it's a more approachable way to see, and especially for visual learners that want to understand these complicated services. It kind of renders each AWS service as its own building, and there's little ships flying around that represent like network traffic and little NPCs walking about. And of course, this isn't yet connected to an operational environment, but I thought that would be cool as well to kind of like overlay cost, right? And like failure modes and things like that. But anyways, you can click on Explore with Nim, and he will kind of walk you through this particular system. And it'll pan and zoom and kind of highlight various different aspects of each service so you can learn more about it. This panel is all about exploration. So it's great to jump into a particular code that you're not familiar with. There's also a Learn tab up here, and this highlights an AWS landing zone and all the various different accounts that are involved in that. And that might be a little tough for people that are starting out and maybe they've only ever worked on like a front-end application or something, and they're not familiar with infrastructure and like kind of the foundations in the cloud. So I try to highlight that here. And you can click around and learn more about each account. And then finally, there's a design tab. And this one is kind of meant to be like a place where you can create with Nim. And Nim is just backed by Codex running, on your machine. So that is a prerequisite here. But the idea is that, he could provide guidance in more of a, visual educational way. And you can change your architecture here. And you can provide recommendations for problems or failure modes. You can chat with them in line as well. And so at a glance, that is Cloudscape. And, this is for the OpenAI Build Week. So thank you, OpenAI, and thank you, Dev2. And I will be submitting this one shortly. Thank you all.